Melissa Kane is with Connecticut Against Gun Violence.
Legislation to ban bump stocks have already been introduced in the U.S. House and Senate, and the Congress has the power to change the law and ban bump stocks now to keep these kind of weapons off of our streets and out of our communities, but it has to happen.
Vice President Kamala Harris joined rapper Quavo at a one-day Atlanta summit on gun crime. The Grammy nominee says he used to glorify violence until the shooting of his nephew, Takeoff. He commemorated what would have been Takeoff's 30th birthday, raising money for community anti-violence groups.
We want to make sure that we get these organizations that want to do something about it, funded. We want to make sure we support them.
I'm Alex Gonzalez for Pacific Network and Public News Service. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good boy. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Welcome to the Wednesday Morning Roundup. It is Wednesday. We're here with Sharon, Paula, myself, Chuck, Richie, and we have a special guest later, Brad Schaefer with the Columbia Community Creamery, here to tell us about a special event they have this weekend. I think he's going to be joining us by Zoom. Might not be in the studio, but he'll be here. Looking forward to that. They've done a lot of stuff in a year over there.
Mm-hmm. They have done a lot.
It is absolutely incredible.
Yes.
He told me that he wanted to be on for the year anniversary, and my first thought was, you guys have only been open a year?
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very cool stuff. That's one of the examples I use all the time of a really cool business here in town that's just absolutely 100% unique. Literally, only one in the United States like it. So
Right, and they have been so open for the community. I know we had just moved here, and they started putting up the signs for the creamery, and they were always so open about what was going on and what was happening for them. So I remember going up and peering in the windows. Oh, look, they've got coolers. Oh, look, they've got this. Oh, look, they've got this. And then everybody at the farmer's market from the creamery is always so cool. Yeah, we've got coffee now. We've got this iced coffee thing, and we've got ice cream, and we have cheese today, or we've got all kinds of stuff. So they've done tons in a year.
Oh yeah, I really like the I know they don't make them there, but they're working on something, I guess, or hopefully in the future. But I really love the cheese curds.
Yes.
Oh, I love the cheese curds.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is deep fried cheese curds dipped in like habanero or jalapeno jelly.
Oh wow.
Ooh, it's good stuff. Yep.
That sounds good. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. That sounds really good.
I know, right?
Dang you, Chuck. Dang you.
I ran inside the radio station this morning, and I put my breakfast in the refrigerator.
There you go.
And it's still sitting there waiting for us to get off the show. So 9 o'clock, here we go.
9 o'clock.
No, I'm just kidding.
Let the cheese curds be ready.
Right? So let's go ahead and kick things off. Let's get into the weather really quick. If you'll notice, it's been a little dreary outside the last couple of days.
Yeah.
It's Sharon, you've been sitting in here with your jacket on. I got my hoodie on.
It was like a full parka. I'm determined that it's summer, so I have a short sleeve shirt on.
Well, you know what? You are in luck because today we're going to get a high of 74 degrees, sunny skies. Yeah, sunny to partly cloudy skies. Some of those clouds might hang out a little bit, but clearing up overnight with a low of 47. Then mostly sunny skies tomorrow. 82 degrees for our high.
Nice.
Yeah. 51 overnight. 86 and 53 on Friday. It's going to be a sunny one all day. It's going to be hot for the market.
Good.
Well, maybe not too hot because it starts a little earlier in the day, but
how hot is it going to be on Friday?
86 degrees.
86. No, that's okay. That's okay because the trees and we have a little bit of a breeze. And
there you go.
It'll be nice.
And it is the cherry splat on Friday. We'll talk about that a little bit more later.
Oh, yeah.
Which is always a lot of fun. We're going to be there doing some live coverage of that. This Saturday, 88 degrees, almost hitting the big 90. 57 for the low overnight, but it's going to be a little bit cloudy at least. 84 and 49 degrees, sunny skies on Sunday. That seems a little bit nicer. 75 and 52 on Monday with mostly sunny skies. Then 80 and 51 on Tuesday of next week with mostly sunny skies. So, and then next week, all week, it's going to be that partly sunny, partly cloudy, mid 70s.
Oh, nice.
That's the good stuff right there. Yeah. For a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, we need this real hot weather for a few days to warm up the waters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
we can go to the lakes.
it takes a while to warm the water. Yeah.
Are you guys lake swimmers?
No.
Yeah, we hope to be this year. We didn't make it last year, but we want to be this year.
You know, I get I don't know if you'd call me a germaphobe or what,
Dun,
but
dun.
they're swimming in public water to me is just kind of icky. I know it's not. I know that's 100% in my head. But I also grew up. But a lot of people don't know this. You know, growing up in Alaska, we would swim in the lakes as kids. Very, very cold all the time, even in the nice weather. But the constant cold water in the lakes makes for perfect leach conditions.
Oh.
And you can't go swimming. The lakes that I grew up around, you couldn't go swimming without having to get out of the water and pick the leeches off of you.
Oh my! I can't. Well, I wouldn't go swimming in the lakes.
I wouldn't either.
So yeah, I have this connection
Right.
of swimming in public water and open water with having to get out and pull leeches off yourself.
Okay,
Well,
I have a leech story too.
Yeah, I know in South Dakota they have leeches, but I've never heard of them around here. Do they
Yeah, I
have
haven't
them?
heard of him here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
we have
know.
we swam in Bear Lake all the time. There's no leeches in Bear Lake.
Okay.
We haven't been up here yet. We haven't been to Browns Lake or Waits Lake.
Waits.
But yeah, there are no leeches here. But we were in Minnesota for a family reunion, and we were at Leech Lake.
Ooh.
And they had a little swimming area, and I'm like, gosh, that seems like an odd name to call a lake. That seems terrible.
Let's go swimming in it.
Right? And so we're swimming in it, and it was a lot of fun. It was a beautiful lake, right? And then my granddaughter is on a board with my niece, and so she's picking these bugs off of the grasses in the lake and putting them on the board. Look, and she's showing Laura, look at the snails. And
Oh,
my
my
niece
goodness.
was like, I don't think those are snails.
Oh my.
Wow.
My.
But nothing, they didn't like attach. So I mean, yeah, but just like don't walk in the tall grass in the lake. It was just like, oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Wow.
I think one of the worst for me is at a music festival. Decided a bunch of us there was a creek nearby, and let's go. It was hot.
Oh,
Let's
no,
go jump
yeah.
in the creek, and it wasn't a creek. It was a drainage ditch.
Oh,
no.
no.
Yeah, and it was bad.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go there. It
Yeah.
was bad.
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Oh,
This is
I
a
hear some sound.
family show.
Oh.
Is that on yours or mine?
I think that was my phone.
Okay.
I had my phone turned up. Hearing our voices coming back at us.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
We sound great.
So today I'm gonna get us a treat. So our old morning show co-host on Wednesdays, Lavon, she's still writing the news for us. This morning, before the show even started, I get a message from her saying, "Hey, your news is ready." So I took our news. Usually we recycle the previous day's news to go before the show, but we're going to go ahead and do some headlines right now.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah. So this is our KCHW headlines. For the first time, federal government has admitted that the Columbia River dams has admitted to the damage Columbia River dams has caused the tribes. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland said in a statement that the week that acknowledging the devastating impact of federal hydropower dams on tribal communities is essential to heal and ensure that salmon are restored to their ancestral waters.
That's huge.
That is huge. The federal government has acknowledged the dams, the damage.
Yeah.
You know, we had a conversation with Monica Tenasket, representative. She's on the Spokane Tribal Council.
Yeah.
During the convening a couple weeks ago, and the conversation got really frank.
Yeah.
And really direct. And she was talking about the damage the dams have caused and some of this intergenerational trauma. My grandfather built those dams. So here we are, these like 2 generations later, talking about the damage that, the responsibilities, where do those responsibilities lie, and how do we rectify some of these situations? And it's a tough, tricky thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a two-edged sword because
it
we
really is.
really enjoy the cheap electricity from
Yeah.
the dams
Yeah.
here as compared to other places in the United States.
Yeah.
But we really need to find a way to let those salmon.
Yeah, the dams aren't going anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not going to tear down the dams.
Right.
Well, I
And-
mean, don't say that because a lot of dams are being removed.
Okay.
I would say the large dams, you're right, where there's
Yeah,
no
no,
way.
no.
But we have over dammed our rivers
We
in
have.
the United States. So a lot of those smaller dams are being removed the introduction of fish ladders. There's a hysterical story in Seattle down by the docks where they have a fish ladder. They have a salmon ladder going into a river there. And the seals have found out about the salmon ladder. And so they're just sitting there and they just like chomp. So they actually had to find a humane way to remove the seals because they were sitting there at the opening of the fish ladder.
Oh.
It's like a buffet.
It was, yes. There were some very well-fed seals and sea lions down there, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So lots of issues with trying to, you think you've done it. You've got a fish ladder in there. Salmon are moving. They're going upstream.
Where's our salmon? Oh,
right?
the seals are getting them.
Yeah. It's like, oh, now what do we do? Why is the salmon population not growing?
I'm smart seals, though.
Yeah.
You got to hand it to the seals.
Right.
Wow. Our next story here, a new poll shows that most Washington voters want their lawmakers working all year long. The state constitution currently limits odd year sessions to 105 days, even year sessions to 60 days. Only 10 states have legislatures that meet year-round, including Alaska, Hawaii, and California. Okay. The reality show Cops returns to Spokane Sunday.
No.
Yeah. Not Sunday. This summer. I read that wrong. It returns to Spokane County this summer, but critics, including 2 county commissioners, worry the show will portray the county and its residents in a negative light.
Yeah.
On Cops? Nuh-uh.
I know, right?
Yeah. It may turn serious situations into entertainment. Camera crews will ride along and film deputies for 8 weeks starting July 12th. Then our last story here, skeptics and believers gathered in Medellin Falls over the weekend for the 4th annual Bigfoot Festival. I missed it. That was over the weekend?
Well, apparently you just read it.
Oh, man. I've never gone to that. And every year I want to go to the Bigfoot Festival. And
it sounds like it would be fun.
I always miss it. I keep hearing how fun it is.
Well, where is their advertising committee to let us know beforehand?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. But it says last year, more than 9,000 people turned out to shop at the booths, patronize businesses, lining the festival streets, and booking solid the surrounding campgrounds, RV parks, and hotels. So good for Medellin Falls.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody recently post to one of our Chihuahua sites on Facebook that they had seen Bigfoot sightings? They had seen, and they had feet prints or something?
That sounds about right.
Right?
I remember a few months ago there was a Bigfoot sighting in the park.
I remember that.
Park.
Yes. And he was like drumming or something. It was very cool.
And then there was a Bigfoot sighting right here in the KCHW studios. We had the chief of police on, and Bigfoot came in while the chief of police was here.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy stuff.
That is crazy stuff.
I still can't believe that happened. Wow.
Right? I think I saw Bigfoot over at the Yale too.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Well, he's had a busy day.
Yeah.
For coffee.
Needed coffee.
Yep.
Oh, you guys
That's
are
fair.
funny.
All right. So tell us, what do we have going on this week, Sharon?
Oh, are we already into that?
We are.
Wow. Okay.
Unless you want to skip it this week. I don't think we should.
No, there's lots of fun stuff.
We have our ordinary things, and you're going to add to it as I miss things because that's what you do, and that's what I do.
I miss things? I do.
I miss things.
Okay.
And so you add the things that I miss. Yeah. No, today, Wednesday, June 19th, golf course. At the golf course, we have soft pickleball from 9 to 11:30. It's for 18 and over, but it's especially for beginners on Wednesdays.
And by soft, they mean they take it easy on you. They don't use like well, I guess I was going to say they don't use a wiffle ball, but that's what they use anyway.
That's what they use.
Ball,
yeah.
So they don't use like one of those like squishy balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just don't
squeak,
slam
Chuck.
it
It
at
doesn't
you
squeak.
or whatever.
If the ball don't squeak, I ain't playing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a dog.
Tonight at Fired Up Pizza is bingo, 6 o'clock. And a reminder that registration is open for Junior Golf Camp, which starts June 24th.
Oh, I got a couple in there too.
Okay.
Tech Help was at the library from 3 to 4 p.m. And the American Legion. Okay, so they don't have a lot of information here. It says more information to come, but there's a community blood drive. And that is from Vitalent. It does not have the location.
You know, I tried to give blood once, and they won't take my blood.
Why?
Really?
Well, a couple of reasons. I have a heart murmur. I have diabetes. And there's some other things that my blood, they've tested it and said, no, you can't give blood.
Is it because you're a vampire?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
part
Is
of
there
it.
something you need to tell us, Sharon? There's secret. I mean, there is Bigfoot here. There could be other things too.
All right. On to tomorrow.
Yep.
Thursday, June 20th. We want to make sure you go line dancing at the Chihuahua Senior Center from
I
2:30
still think
to
that's
4:30.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I just want to go over there and check it out.
Yep.
You know, I don't know what it is. A lot of people think I'm corny, but I love line dancing.
It's
It is so much
fun.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even really. I like watching it, watching other people try to figure it out as much as try to do it
Right.
myself.
Yeah.
It's just the
Yeah.
especially like watching the uncoordinated trying to. It is. I don't
I'm
think that
raising
don't think
my
it's
hand,
any
yeah.
reason not to do it because it's absolutely entertaining and hilarious. And then
Yeah.
you get out
And-
there yourself.
And there
just
aren't
as
that many
uncoordinated.
steps in most line dancing, you know, that you just follow the leader and they're not, and you can figure it out because it
Oh, yeah.
repeats over and over and over. But years ago, probably 30 years ago, some friends and we would do Richard Simmons tapes
Oh,
together.
fun.
Oh yeah.
And it took me months to get those down. You know, they're just, anyway. Okay, also,
Oh, don't forget before that the food bank is open from 10 to 2.
good,
Yep, there you
good, good. And Craigmar karaoke at the Oasis from 8:30 to 11 p.m.
Oh.
Um,
And the Senior Citizens Potluck and Game, this is at the Valley Fire Department.
I do have that, but
Oh,
I
you
don't
do?
have the time. Tell me.
That is from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The senior citizens from Chihuahua Valley and Springdale are invited to join them on the first and third Thursday of each month for
Yep.
games and potluck.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
I should really put these in order of the time so that they flow better, but that's okay. In the evening on Thursdays, they have the Chihuahua Pickleball Club have their ladies round robin from 5:30 to 8 for club members and guests. And you can find out more information at chihuahuapickleball.club.
So round robin,
Nice.
does that mean that they're going to play each other and
I-
it's going to be or a round robin greeting
You
or
know,
round
I
robin?
have no idea.
Is there like a
Or do
trivia
you-
contest? Like what is that?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess you have to go to their website to find out, huh?
Or just go.
Okay. Yeah, or
Yeah.
just
We
go.
are ladies. We could go.
Yep. American Legion AA baseball at Gonzaga tomorrow. American Legion A baseball at West Valley. I have this Chihuahua pickleball thing down twice. Well, that's good. We don't want to forget it. And the most important thing that's happening tomorrow. Does anybody have any idea?
I think it's some very special
I-
person's birthday.
It is
Yes.
two special people's
Yes, it's Scott Schloffman and my birthday. Of course, we're not the same age, but I am a bit older than he is. And
No.
Like maybe a year or two.
yeah, maybe.
Are you going to be joining us on the morning show tomorrow
Yeah,
for
for your
Scott's birthday?
Well, I hadn't planned on it.
So it's
but
your birthday.
We did talk about it last
Birthday,
week
birthday,
briefly.
birthday, birthday.
I guess maybe I didn't formally invite you, but I am formally inviting you right now
Okay,
to
well,
come
I
on
might,
back and,
I
We
might
all heard
and join us
consider
on the
that.
show.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I think last week you said, "Oh yeah, absolutely, I'll do that."
I think it should be like a Chihuahua holiday.
It should be.
Sharon's birthday. Sharon and Scott's birthday.
Yeah, absolutely.
It should be
Right?
June. And then you guys remember my sister's birthday is June 21st. I better not forget to
Oh,
call.
don't
Yeah.
forget to call
Yeah.
her.
Yeah,
And of
yeah.
course, the 21st is.
The 21st is chamber at 7 o'clock in the morning at the casino.
See how we planned that?
I'm not sure that's where she was going with that, but that
I don't
is
know where she
true.
was going either.
Well, it's a summer
Isn't
solstice.
that solstice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, summer solstice.
Summer
okay.
solstice
Yeah.
is official start of summer,
Okay.
right?
Yep. And adult pickleball at the golf
pickleball.
course
Mm-hmm.
and the farmers market, the Cherry Splat. And the Cherry Splat's at 2 p.m. and that's where you get to shoot fresh cherries with a slingshot.
Splat gun or
Slingshot.
something?
Slingshot.
Ooh.
And winners receive $10 worth of chamber bucks in
Okay,
each of the three age groups.
so I have a vision of people running amok at the farmers market with the things. What are they called? The
Slingshots?
slingshots
Slingshots.
and cherries, and just running after people.
There's only one way to say amok.
Amok, 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 amok.
There you go. You got it.
I think that it's very organized, and you get to use your slingshot, and then somebody else probably gets.
I think
to
there's
use
safety personnel.
Is there? I
on
was gonna
site.
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
maybe
yeah.
everybody who comes to the farmers market, we can just hand out like one of those white like raincoats, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a free for all. I think maybe more people would come, maybe people would not come. I don't know. We'd have to see.
Yeah.
Well, and we are going to be doing some live coverage of the Cherry Splat
Oh,
on
fun.
Friday.
How fun!
Yeah,
Yeah.
We would probably like some volunteers to come help with that if
On Friday? I know
if
he's
either
looking
of-
at me
if,
significantly.
if either of you are available.
Okay, well,
Sharon's
and
like,
on
I might
to
go.
Saturday, June 22nd.
Sharon's going to be celebrating her birthday.
Yeah. So, this isn't a Chihuahua thing, but this is a fun thing. The Front Porch Farm has a
Yes.
garden tour every year.
Ooh.
And it used to be you had to buy a ticket, and then they took you on a personal tour. And I just got so much information about it. But now it's free. And
that's
they're
neat.
self-guided tours from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if you ever want to see that garden and where your food comes from for the farmer's market, from the front porch, it's a great thing to do. They have a wonderful setup there.
Maybe
Very
they can
cool.
tell me what's going on with my sunflowers.
Maybe they can. What's
Yeah.
going on with your sunflowers?
The lower leaves are turning yellow.
Okay, so
Doesn't that
maybe
mean overwatering? But I mean, it's been raining, so I don't know.
could be lack of nitrogen. Could be it could be just they're turning yellow, and you just need to cut them off.
I saw, I don't remember what it is, but there is an app for your phone. You can take a picture of your plant,
Yes.
and it can tell you what you need to do to fix your plant.
I do have that
I don't
app,
know if it works.
Yeah.
Does it
but I
work?
don't want to use it on my sunflowers. I want to ask people.
Okay,
that's fair.
I do. I because it's more
And-
fun.
A lot of things, a lot of growth in your garden are going to start out funny, and you just let them go, and the plant takes hold.
Yeah.
Like beans, they'll get holes in them, or in the leaves, or sometimes the bottom leaves of your tomatoes. They're little bugs. Well, the plant gets stronger, and it's able to take care of it, and you have a wonderful plant. You don't have to go and spray for things.
Yeah.
I have a peach tree that every year has given us
Oh,
40,
now-
50 pounds of peaches, and it got peach leaf curl.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's bad. That
no.
is bad.
It did not come back this year. It is.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
There's one small cluster of leaves with about 10 leaves, way up
Oh.
top,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
rest of it's completely
Yeah,
dead.
our weather kills peach trees
Yeah.
in here. Yeah.
I have European fig trees, and they
Ooh.
have figs on them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're in the back. And we
Wow.
had somebody come over and really weed whack. I mean, this guy was amazing. And we actually have the path. So Rose Anderson had a beautiful established path in the backyard. And I haven't seen it since we bought the house. And he actually uncovered and exposed the entire path and all of the
nice.
beautiful plants back there.
Oh, wow.
So the poppies, the big giant poppies that are everywhere, and the lupin and the gooseberry and the fig trees are all exposed back there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. And that's an important thing to remember if you move into a new house is to not get rid of everything in the spring. You don't know what are perennials that'll come back.
No idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a friend who I'd given her some perennials and she thought they had died, so she dug them up. No, you just
No.
cut off the tops and they come back. Yeah.
Yeah, last year we didn't touch anything, including the weeds. Sorry, neighbors. I
Same.
wasn't sure what was a weed and what was a perennial.
Right. Right.
I did the same until I went back to try to take care of them, and I got the worst hay fever allergy attack.
Oh.
It knocked me down for a solid
Yeah.
week. Like
Yeah.
I've never gotten hay fever to the point to where it actually made me sick.
Yeah.
And this year the hay fever was so bad.
It shut you down. I remember that.
It did, yeah.
Yeah,
It was bad. I had
yeah.
to take a day off of the morning
Yeah.
show because I woke up and I couldn't speak.
Mm.
It was horrible.
So we'll keep on going on Saturday.
Yeah.
We are having a special concert at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. Classic country tunes for charity.
Yes.
Ray and Dave DeVoe. The doors will open at 5:30. Tickets you can get them at Acres, Valley Drug, or online. I was pronouncing online and our show at the same time. Our
That's hard,
line.
yeah.
Mhm.
Our line.
Didn't work. And anyway, online at our.show/Chihuahua/Dave and Ray. And Ray is spelled R-E-Y, not R-A-Y. So,
Interesting.
yeah. I think it's Raynetta. Is that
Yeah.
her? I think that's her name. Yeah. Anyway, and she's going to be on a special guest on Friday to talk about
Yes, she
what
will.
she's doing.
Nice.
And I do have to apologize because you had actually extended them an invitation. And
yeah.
I already had a guest scheduled this morning. And
Yeah, well, I learned my lesson. I thought I'd cleared it through you, but obviously I had in my head, but not in my mouth.
it is It is possible that happened. But either way, Dave and Ray, I'm sorry, but I'm really looking forward to having you on Friday.
Yeah.
Should be a great show.
Yes, it should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They have quite a following. Also on Saturday is the American Legion A baseball at Central Valley. It's a doubleheader.
I have really quick. So you mentioned
Sure.
you mentioned the Legion baseball.
Yeah.
There, I received last night. There is a fundraiser. It's an online fundraiser. It's at race365.com, and I'm going to probably share that fundraiser on our Facebook page later.
Okay.
It's for the Legion baseball team for the kids. My neighbor shared it with me.
Ah, nice.
He's
nice.
one of the players on the team. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, and Gino got a message from a friend, or anyway, it was, and contacted him and said, I guess it was Mary that got the message. I'm sidetracking here. You go down the whole rabbit hole. Anyway, he said, when I was a youth, we had a hard time just getting one team. And she said, here we have, and her comment was, we have 3 teams.
Wow.
In
Nice.
Chihuahua. So baseball is really a big deal for the summer league. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. Okay, so then on to Sunday, unless you have anything else for Saturday.
Well, I do. I'm just going to mention it briefly because we have Brad. He's actually in the waiting room on our Zoom chat here. It is the first anniversary of the Columbia Community Creamery. So I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but Brad's going to come on after the break to talk about it.
Yeah, how fun.
Yeah. And then we'll get to talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, and Sunday is Fired Up Pizza, all ages blues jam, and I know that your husband goes to that and enjoys it.
Yep, Daniel's a regular.
Yep, and all ages means all ages.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 10 years old or if you're 100 years old, and if you play an instrument or think you do.
Right, I know. Look
They
at
would
Daniel.
love to have you.
Daniel likes to go
You're
and
like,
get on the
I know,
drums.
look at my
and
wife.
They always
Or my
like get
husband.
off the drums. Yeah.
Your wife. Sorry, Daniel. I just referred to him as your wife. Close enough.
No.
Monday is pickleball, and then we just start into the next week's.
Yeah.
In the future, June 24th, which is just next week, is the junior golf camp. So if you want your student ages 6 to 15, call the golf course.
Are registrations still open for that, or is it full?
I understand that they are. I've not seen that they aren't. The latest I saw was that they were still open. So.
Because usually registration for that fills up pretty early. So
Yeah, and so you might have to call the golf course and find out for
Sharon's
sure.
got all these cool posters.
Yeah, I don't.
If you're still
see that
waiting,
one.
if you're still kind of on the fence about it, you call them up because
Yeah,
you want to get on that list. It's a really cool camp,
Yeah.
Very cool.
and you should definitely call before they book that up.
Yep.
So
And then the next Saturday, the 29th, the Yale Press is having a concert. And I don't have the particulars of that, but that's such a wonderful place, too. We have these little wonderful places in
We
this
do.
town, the Yale Press, the radio station, the Cultural Arts Center that the Creative District has. And, we just have lots of wonderful things in this town going on. Yeah.
and I like to call our little theater here the best kept secret in Chihuahua.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody knows it's in here.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people walk in here and they see the because it looks like you walk in, it's a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And people are like, what? There's another theater here? Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're always amazed over at the Center for the Arts. The people that come in and say, "I've never been in here before." You've never, or I've heard people say, "I've never heard of this before," and I'm thinking, "Where have you been?"
Where have you been? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. And coming up, speaking of the Center for the Arts, in July 8th through the 13th is a special week, Stage Time Summer Theater School. And the title is Sounds Like Mayhem, Sounds Like Fun. And they're going to have all kinds of fun things that they're doing. But registration is open now.
Is that about me?
Nice.
About you?
Yeah, mayhem.
it's all about you.
Mayhem.
but fun.
Mayhem. Sounds like mayhem. Sounds like fun. Sounds like Chuck. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
That's
And
just
also-
the inner workings of my brain.
That
Right.
week is the last week for rehearsals for Shakespeare in the Park. And Paula's going to tell us a little bit about that.
Gosh, Shakespeare in the Park, it's so amazing! Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. We had so much fun. We've been at the theater in the park, and it's so fun because the community is there. So there are people from Taekwondo, there are people from school, and we were practicing there the other day, and they were like, "Oh, look, it's my friend so-and-so." And so now the cast members are getting people saying, "I saw you practicing in the park."
Yeah.
And we had, the other day we had rain. Well, we've had rain the last 3 days, but we were at the park. And so it starts sprinkling, and I have my actors on the stage, and we've got kids and babies, and right? And I'm like, it's going to stop. Don't stop acting. Keep going. And we actually had people sitting in the theater, in seats, watching us rehearse in the rain.
Oh, wow.
I mean, how cool is that? If there's such a testament to the show, that is it, that they were willing to sit in the rain until I finally moved us to the center and watch us rehearse. That's how good it is. We were doing the fight scene. We were doing the couples. It's going to be a great show. I am so excited.
So when is that show?
That show, one show only on July 13th at 4 p.m. at the Park Theater.
And it's free, but if you'd like to give a donation, we will gladly
please give a donation so that Sharon lets me do this again.
What was the date again?
July 13th.
July 13th.
At 4 p.m. That's part of the Summer in the Fun event that's going on.
It's part of the Children's Arts Festival.
And the Children's Arts Festival.
Yeah, the summer. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Summer in the Fun.
And the Summer Fun,
Some of these names are different. I mean, they kind of like the Summerfest. Chihuahua Summerfest is August 3rd. Mm-hmm. So you said Summer in the Fun, and my brain went Summerfest,
We need to get something together. We've been invited to do a cool kids thing for the art festival.
Yeah. You have expectations set. I've heard there's some really cool things that you've put together.
We're not doing 500 pounds of cornstarch in a swimming pool again.
Chuck. Expectations have been set.
I still have 100 pounds of cornstarch in my shed. I have no idea.
There, see? You're already set.
So you could just use it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then one year we built, speaking of the cherry spot, we built an 8-foot-long slingshot with this big, huge contraption. The slingshot rubber, if you will, the silicone is, or not silicone, but the surgical tubing is all rotten. It doesn't work anymore. We did that. We did like a live action Angry Birds. We exploded.
Oh, how funny!
We exploded watermelons with rubber bands.
Yeah, see, again, you're setting expectations here.
Well,
you have to come up with something.
So Ludwigs are kind of overachievers.
Mm-hmm,
and my son, who's in his late 30s, when he was in junior high, they made trebuchets. In each kid was supposed to make one, or maybe they had two people that would. And they were little, and then they were going to shoot them.
Well, fun.
David made one in our backyard, and it was 8 feet tall and so wide, and they had to transport it in a big pickup, and they took it to the football field, and they let the kids go out there and watch, and they just splattered things down that football field. It was pretty funny.
Like a watermelon tall. You still have your trebuchet? So a trebuchet, for the people who don't know, they used to use them in the Middle Ages, and they would use them to throw things over castle walls and things. So it's a kind of a lever release arm action tossing device. So that would have been great for watermelons or
kind of like a slingshot.
Yeah,
but it's manually. Yeah.
So I know that there's a difference between. Do you know the difference between a trebuchet and a catapult? Because I believe a catapult is actually something that has a mechanism that shoots it, and a trebuchet, I believe, is a counterweight. One or the other?
Sharon, do we need your son?
I'm not sure, because one of them you put and it go,
Yeah, they both have.
And the other one you pull and.
Yeah. One is.
And I'm sure nobody knows what is. But
right? Is everybody getting this visual?
One has an action similar to like a slingshot or a bow and arrow.
Right.
Using I believe potential energy.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other one is using like a centrifugal force.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody out there knows the answer, please send a message to our Zoom on Facebook, and we will read it out loud.
Yeah. Leave a message on the comment on our Facebook page. And
well, we have a couple people who have commented.
Yeah.
Nice.
Marcy Diane welcomes us and have a blessed day, she says.
Oh, thank
Hi,
you.
Marcy.
Yeah. And Gino is watching us.
Hey, Gino.
Hey, Gino.
Yep.
Fun.
All right.
Okay, everybody wake up.
Okay.
Comment on our call. Comment on our show.
Yeah.
All right. We'll tell you what. It is 8 o'clock.
Okay.
It is time.
No.
It is 8
Already?
o'clock. Yeah. And
We didn't do any trivia. We didn't do anything like that
It's
we
my
have
fault.
fun.
I'm gonna be waiting for trivia till Brad gets on the call.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we'll wrap the show up that way
Okay.
if there's time. But yeah, speaking of, Brad has been patiently waiting in the waiting room here on
Okay.
our Zoom call. We're going to go ahead and take a break, thank our sponsors, and we'll be right back after this break with Brad from the Columbia Community Creamery. That is a mouthful.
Yay!
All right, be right back, everybody.
It's 8:02.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
The Public News Service DOA Newscast, June the 19th, 2024. I'm Mike Clifford. Organizing to End Hunger is one tool groups are using in Oregon to highlight and address the issue. Workers say advocacy is especially important in rural parts of the state where food insecurity is higher. Eric Teganoff explains.
Eddie Melendrez is a community organizer for Oregon Food Bank, based in Ontario in the southeast part of the state. He says pantry sites have seen increased need as food assistance from the pandemic has expired. Melendrez says people can make their voices heard on the issue of hunger.
It's very important so folks kind of see the power that they have, that they maybe didn't know that they did have, and how to take collective action to make change in their communities.
That was intentional. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, I can.
Okay, so we are actually streaming live right now. I'm just making sure I got you. I'm gonna click over to our sponsors and the news, and we'll get with you when the show starts up again.
Sounds good. See you soon.
You'll hear the music. Can't miss it.
Safety, transparency, and quality standards during Tuesday's Senate hearing. They reportedly acknowledged that the company had retaliated against employees who have raised safety concerns. Before his opening remarks, he stood from the witness table, turned around to apologize to family members of Boeing 737 MAX victims. They were present in the room with photos of their loved ones. CNN notes Boeing is under intense scrutiny from several regulators after a series of safety missteps earlier this year, including a door plug that blew off an Alaska Airlines flight shortly after takeoff in January. And Connecticut is one state not impacted by the recent Supreme Court gun ruling.
In Garland versus Cargill, the court overturned a federal bump stock ban the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives implemented after a 2017 mass shooting. Authorities found most of the shooter's weapons had a bump stock, which enables someone to fire multiple rounds at a rapid pace. Melissa Kane with Connecticut Against Gun Violence says federal action must follow this ruling.
Legislation to ban bump stocks have already been introduced in the U.S. House and Senate, and the Congress has the power to change the law and ban bump stocks now to keep these kind of weapons off of our streets and out of our communities, but it has to happen.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has signaled he'll call for a vote on legislation banning bump stocks, but the big challenge Kane sees for implementing such a ban is coming up: political gridlock. Senate Democrats support Schumer's proposal, but GOP senators say they'll block the legislation. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
15 states and the District of Columbia have bump stock bans which remain in effect since the ruling covers the ATF rule, not the constitutionality of state bans. This is Public News Service. Minnesota is sorting out details ahead of trying to meet its 100% carbon-free electricity goal by 2040. Some environmental advocates feel energy sources being floated to regulators would defeat the purpose of the new law.
The state's Public Utilities Commission is accepting public comment on which technologies should make the list of energy options defined under the law. That means utilities, advocacy organizations, and others are lining up with their input. Hudson Kingston of the group Clean Up the River Environment worries certain recommendations he feels are dubious will make the final cut.
Comments suggesting that burning wood, burning biomass, burning trash are all, in some people's way of thinking, carbon-free, even though when you burn things like wood, you are emitting quite a lot of carbon.
The Minnesota Forest Resources Partnership contends that burning limbs from harvested trees or wood left over from fires or disease restoration projects is a viable substitute for fossil fuel production. I'm Mike Moen.
Meantime, Alabama has a goal to reduce recidivism by 50% by 2030. But a recent prison fellowship report warns that state-level barriers to critical needs may hinder their progress.
Every year, thousands of men and women are released from state prisons and jails. However, despite repaying their debt to society, they encounter roadblocks that hinder their successful reintegration. These so-called collateral consequences affect their access to housing, education, and more. Kate Trammell from the Prison Fellowship emphasizes the need to address these obstacles to empower returning citizens to build better lives.
So one of the first things that policymakers or voters should be thinking about their neighbors with a criminal record is how can we help ensure that they aren't prevented from accessing safe, affordable housing? How can we ensure that they aren't prevented from accessing meaningful jobs?
In Alabama alone, there are 824 barriers impeding an individual's journey toward a second chance. Shantia Hudson reporting.
Finally, our Kathleen Shannon lets us know that as Pride Month winds down, health advocates want members of the LGBTQ plus community to know about healthcare options despite any challenges to obtaining them.
Nearly 8% of U.S. adults identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or some other sexual orientation besides heterosexual, according to 2023 data. That's more than double the number in 2012. Kenny Starling, owner of Wyoming's debut drag and theater production company, says healthcare can feel like a taboo topic, especially for queer people.
And then on top of that, the actual healthcare providers themselves being up to date on the information about queer individuals and the resources that should be available to us.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's on interesting radio stations on your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Programming on KCHW is made possible in part by listeners like you and by
Country Chevrolet. Country Chevrolet, located at 880 South Main Street in Colville, is a full-service Chevrolet dealership, offering a wide range of new and pre-owned vehicles with at-home mobile test drive service available. In addition, Country Chevrolet also offers maintenance and service, vehicle rentals, and full auto detailing. More information is available at countrychevy.com or by calling 509-684-8400. KCHW would like to thank Country Chevrolet for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right now. Come on. Yeah.
I know, right?
Good boy.
Make you want to get your little stick horse out with the little, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We are joined by Brad Schaefer here on our second half of the show.
And we're also joined online, Mike Benson, Kalispell, Montana.
Good morning, Mike.
And
Morning, Mike.
Christina Johnson-Short, who lives up by Colville and has been in some of our theater productions.
Yes, we had her on
Awesome,
we had her on the radio a couple weeks ago. I'd like to congratulate her on her
Yes.
win. I
Yeah.
saw she the pageant that she went to that she was talking about before she left. She actually won.
Yeah,
So
nice.
That is very, very cool. Congratulations, Christina.
Yep.
And Brad, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks. You got a crowd here this morning. That's fun.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
You, yes.
Yeah,
all my friends.
Right?
Exactly.
Right?
Sharon,
So-
Mike, yeah. Hi guys.
So you're here to talk about the Columbia Community Creamery, which I don't know if you were listening earlier, I was gushing about it. I always gush about it. It's a really, really cool thing you guys are doing over there.
Yeah.
We're coming up on our 1 year anniversary. Should I go ahead and talk about that now? or-
Yeah, please let us tell us about it. We didn't talk too much about it earlier.
We're excited. I mean, having been involved with getting the whole enterprise off the ground, it seems like we've been open for 5 years. I think I've managed to fit about 5 years in the last year getting this thing going. I think I've been on before and have mentioned that during my own personal journey with the creamery, I've become a licensed pasteurizer with the state of Washington through the Washington State Department of Agriculture. And so that's been exciting to kind of expand my mind into other areas and get a more direct touch with the agriculture farming communities in the area. Some of the factoids, I mean, I don't know if you attended, the listening audience who attended the creamery opening a year ago. We had over 400 there, I think, opening that.
Yeah, we were excited as a community.
Yeah. It was a nice opening.
It seems like that was forever ago, and then at the same time, it's like, oh, that was only a year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have had other milestones. The mural that is above.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about
Yeah.
that. We were so excited, and the cow. I thought I found the cow from your mural, and I had to go to the creamery lady at the farmer's market last week and show her the picture and be like, "Is this a cow? Is this a cow in your painting?" And she's like, "Oh no, honey." And I'm like, "Oh dang."
Jamie Rose Lord, she did an amazing job painting that mural, and that was fun celebration, unveiling that and passing out some of our dairy products. But yeah, it's been a year now as of this coming Saturday. So we are planning a community celebration there at the creamery, going to run from 12 noon until 3 p.m. and all sorts of fun things. We have, we're going to do a behind the scenes plant tour. And if you've been in the creamery, and I hope everybody has been in the creamery at least once and looked through the glass doors at the production facilities in the plant there, but we're going to have tours. I think they're going to start at the back of the building and move through the creamery, and we'll have tour guides pointing out the various equipment, all that gorgeous stainless steel in there, the bottling, the cooling, the cleaning, the sanitizing, the pasteurizing. We just activated our bulk tank, that huge stainless steel thing that sits near the front of the plant.
Oh, nice.
So that, and yeah, we can, it gives us more flexibility as far as milk delivery and pasteurization and the days and times that we do that stuff. Plus
cool.
the pass through of more liquid milk to support the amazing array of products that the creamery is putting out these days, including ice cream, which we started up in May.
Yeah,
as far as
really good.
local. Yeah. And if you haven't sampled that, please do. We were selling at the farmers market, and we may activate that again. But for now, you can pick it up there at the creamery in various. We do different flavors on different weeks, so come in and sample some of that. It's a premium ice cream. And I eat it all the time.
Nice.
So it
Yeah,
tastes
it's amazing.
I would like to warn parents to take their children through the tour. Keep your kids out of the chocolate river. No licking the wallpaper.
Right.
Hands and feet in the tour bus at all times.
Right.
I'm just saying.
And maybe at the end you'll get like a taste of ice cream. Let me know when you make chocolate chip, because that's like my favorite.
Yeah, and of course, if they misbehave, we may throw them into the pasteurizing vat.
Right. We'd hate to get your kids out of the extractor.
It'll be like our own Willy Wonka factory. Do you have Oompa Loompas? Should we be worried?
Brad comes out with his orange hair.
The everlasting gobstopper.
Right.
There you go.
I love the fact that you use reusable glass containers. I just love that. we end up with 2 or 3 of them on our counter, and then it's like, oh, it's time to go back to the creamery. We have our cleaned out containers. We need to go back.
Yeah, and in fact, using those glass milk bottles, we have, and I'm reading from our press release here, we prevented over 2,200 pounds of plastic from ending up in the landfill.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, other impacts, 8 new jobs local here were created at the creamery in the areas of dairy education, retail sales, production, of course, where I help out a couple days a week, and then in product distribution. And then again, we're doing the ice cream production. We've purchased over $57,000 of milk from local dairy farmers.
Nice.
And those farmers will be there on Saturday, at least 2 of the dairies, and they'll be the Wolf Dairy. They'll be selling some of their cheeses. You've probably sampled some of their cheeses that we sell at the creamery. They'll have them for sale there. And Clover Mountain Dairy, one of the only certified organic dairies in the state of Washington, will be there also. And so we're excited about that. Let's see what else I've got here. But there's going to be free milk and cookies. So
right there. That's a reason to go right there. Colors, we'll be there.
And then there may be, we were talking about scooped ice cream. I'm trying to get the word on if we're actually going to have scooped ice cream or not. But we will have ice cream for sale, and of course the store will be open for dairy products. We're constantly flexing as far as the kind of other items, the hoodie or sweatshirts and t-shirts and the hats. We were discussing just the other night about upgrading the hats. We got the trucker hats, but then going with, I guess they call it dad hats, those ones that are solid in back that just stretch, kind of one size fits all. And,
Oh, yeah.
no, I don't call dad hats, but
Do you have like grocery bags with that gorgeous mural art on it?
Yes, yeah. That's
that would be cool.
Yeah, I should have a couple props here. I've got one of the coffee mugs, of course, that I drink with all the time. I'm using a different one this morning, but so we're excited about the 1-year launch and hope we get a lot of folks out. It looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day. I think weather report says close to 90 degrees, so should be a lot of fun and bring the family, bring the kids down, and help celebrate the only nonprofit creamery in the United States of America right here in Chewelah, Washington.
And what are the times again, Brad? What are the times for that?
It starts at 12 noon, when the retail store there opens, and it'll go till 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So you got a 3-hour window to come down and take the tour, have some milk and cookies, meet the dairy farmers, bring all your questions. The dairy, we've been expanding as far as cheese classes. I don't know if I'm sure someone in the listening audience has attended cheese classes. Yeah, we're heading in, mozzarellas and some of those fresh cheeses that you can make. I've personally started making my own yogurt. In fact, I just pulled out a batch this morning using the creamery milk and some of the supplies that we sell. Everything you need right there at the creamery to make delicious, amazing yogurt. And you can flavor it or not. I always do the unflavored, but I've been doing that for several months now.
Oh,
very
nice.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of questions. For one, the first question on my brain: what kind of cookies you're gonna have?
No pressure.
Of course, they will be from our local bakery, the Bread Box.
Outstanding.
Nice.
And I don't know the answer to that question. You stumped me. I would, chocolate chip is kind of a standard. So
they have these. We call them crack cookies. I don't know if it's because of the effects or because they have actual physical cracks in them.
You're so
But they're
Cracks?
cracks. They're like the
Like snickerdoodle things.
yeah, they're the dark chocolate ones with the dark chocolate with the chocolate chips and then the powdered sugar on top, and then as they rise and fall,
yeah,
then they
sure.
form the cracks in them.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
crack cookies.
Yeah.
I would
and
go in a
do
whole
they have
different
cottage
direction,
cheese
Chuck.
in them?
I don't know if they have cottage
Because
cheese in
my
'em.
my mom would make that kind of a cookie, and they cracked in the chocolate, but she always put cottage cheese in them, and we called them protein cookies.
Oh.
Ooh, they have
So
secret-
they were
Hey,
good for you.
Cottage cheese. Is that something that you guys would have?
Ooh.
Brad?
No. As a matter of fact, we don't have cottage cheese.
I mean, that would
I
be
don't-
great.
I know. I'm a cottage cheese fan.
Me
and,
too.
Me too.
I don't know about putting them in cookies. That must. What did that do, Sharon? Did that kind of texturize them and make them soft and?
Yeah, moisture. Yeah.
I saw a video the other day.
protein,
There's a young guy that does these old time vintage recipes that he finds, and he made cottage cheese cookies, and they're always things that sound like they're going to be really gross, but then they're always amazing.
Yeah.
And it made me.
Nice.
I really want to try some cottage cheese cookies now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially with creamery cottage cheese. That would be
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, it would. I'm a
Right?
big. I like peaches, canned peaches in my cottage cheese.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
That's one of my favorites.
Canned peaches. You know where we are? We have like peaches like 45 minutes to the south.
Well, jarred peaches, because they're different.
Chuck,
They're
Chuck,
soft
Chuck,
and they're sweet and they have the syrup in them.
Yeah.
I like them out of a glass jar, not the can.
Okay,
So
glass
did
jar.
you have
Yeah.
other questions you said for?
Oh, I do.
Brad?
Yeah. Just so I know I know we're probably going to talk about all kinds of ideas. You guys have all kind of projects. You don't have to. These don't have to be everything that you're actually
Yes,
going to do.
divulge
But
everything right now.
one thing you mentioned scooped ice cream. Do you guys have any plans in the future of like being able to walk in and get an ice cream cone?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, right across from the park. That is
Yeah.
so needed. Yes.
We are thinking along those lines. We have had all sorts of visioning this last winter as we put together our 5 and 10 year plans, looking to the future and how we're going to expand. And scooped ice cream is certainly one of them. We've thought about we got to think about. I mean, we can only expand so much in the space we're in, but
Right.
that window at the creamery, there had been ideas when we initially were looking at the space to have like a walk-up window where you could just get
Yeah.
scooped ice right there at the window. But we would love to have a counter in there with scooped ice cream. We're prohibited a little bit by space, but we're looking to the future. That is something certainly that's been discussed and talked about. And we have, there's that South that machine in there that we ordered all the way from Europe. That's the only place they make them, but where you can
Ooh.
bring your bottles in and refill your milk bottles out of that machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit of a snafu as far as the electrical in that machine that it's set up by European standards. So we're working through that, all sorts of conversion and this and that, and
Just rip the wires out and hook it up straight in.
Yeah.
Surely that will fix
I
everything.
got a wire tester over there. We'll be fine.
Well,
Isn't this
I
the
got a
wire
good
tester? You
story.
do this, and then
I
you
got
stick
a
your
good
fingers
story
in.
where I was over in London for a few months in a prior life doing some work, and I was over there with a coworker, and she had brought over one of the electric. It converted the plug-in, but it didn't convert the electricity. And I heard this scream from her room, and she'd been using a curling iron, and of course it heated up, and her hair had just melted right around that curling iron. 'Cause
Oh no.
Wow.
yeah, we want to make sure we don't boil the milk or blow up things or start a fire. Or
Blowing
anything.
up things would be bad. Fire bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're but it's a business like this. You want to move slowly and carefully and thoughtfully, and we have an amazing board of directors for the nonprofit that has that in mind, and making sure that we stay viable and valuable to the community and keep contributing to the community, keep influencing and enhancing the dairy market and dairy farmers, the agriculture, the whole spectrum of where the creamery touches. We want to stay as successful as possible, and so we're moving in baby steps. So the scooped ice cream and making our own cheeses. Right now we sell third-party cheeses, the Wolf Dairy, and have yogurt from True North, but different products and different yeah, we just want to make sure we stay successful and continue to support the dairy industry in this area because it was huge. It's still of a good size, but with the changing economy and moving away from resources extraction to other types of economic viability in the Chewelah Colville valleys, yeah, we're just being careful. So, but yes, to the scooped ice cream. At some point in the future, I would imagine we are going to have a lot of scooped ice cream there.
That would be
Oh,
cool.
how funny. My husband just says, you can expand into the dollar store parking lot. Just keep expanding until they disappear behind you. I'm announcing that awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's that parking lot when the first couple days they opened, it was just packed. It was hard to get around. Hopefully there'll be some bleed over into our area. I walked through the store over there, and I didn't see too many dairy products. So
especially not local ones.
I was going to say, they can't compete with you guys. Hey, I wanted to ask, I know you said this earlier, how many local farmers, how many local dairies are you currently supporting that supply their milk?
Yeah, there's been really, I'd say as far as a touch to dairies, we've supported quite a few, if anything, just in the science and support in the technical area. As far as selling products, and there's been 4, if you include the True North Dairy up by the Canadian border, whose yogurt we sell. But then there's the Stauffer Dairy that has been super supportive of the creamery, and of course Clover Mountain Dairy, which kind of a cornerstone to the whole thing, particularly with Stacy and Virginia Thomas. And then the Wolf Dairy down there near the Clayton Deer Park area. And we're going to be adding the Wolf, their liquid milk. They took a hiatus. They dry off their cows, and so they took a bit of a hiatus, but we're going to be having, we think, some of their liquid milk coming back in. And so there's been, as far as the biggest touch, there's been 4 dairies then that have been providing products to either liquid milk or products to the creamery.
Cool.
That's amazing. And you said, and I know Sharon has something to add too, but you said they gave their cows a break. Oh my gosh, that means the milk is coming from humane practices where the cows are recognized as living creatures and not just milk machines. That's amazing.
Yeah. They dry them off, and then when they start dropping the calves, of course, and because it's not like human in our nature, as far as when we have our babies, you really plan out when a cow is going to be dropped, and so you kind of time that and bring them on slowly, and yeah, I know Clover Mountain has been focused on some of their own cheeses. They've been excited to have their cows start producing again, which they are now, and so they'll be creating some of their own cheeses that I imagine we'll have at the creamery also.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and then if you have an interest, if you have cows, because there's conversations all over up and down the valley as far as dairies and cows and people that maybe the generation before you has been into it, and you got the old milking parlor out there, and you've been thinking about maybe just having a cow for yourself, or maybe adding on 5 or 10 cows.
Right.
But yeah, if you have any interest at all, just stop by the creamery, and we can hook you up with all sorts of technical support and ideas, and because we're very excited about dairy. I never thought, I've always been a milk drinker, and of course loved ice cream and cheese and cottage cheese and all things in between. And if you have any thoughts or ideas at all, come on by, because we really want to expand and support the dairy industry in this area and ensure that it continues for many generations to come.
Yeah. So did you have a question, Sharon?
Yeah, sure.
It was just what's the potential out there, and he went right into it. Yeah.
Well, and I, you know, we were talking a little bit about the economics and supporting these dairies. It seems like every time I turn on Facebook, there's a new business with one of your jugs out front. You know, a new place that's available. So tell us where some of the places are you can find the milk
And then
outside of
we
the
have to
actual
go back
dairy.
to a really important question.
Okay.
So certainly at the creamery is where the bulk of our products are sold. The creamery, as far as just the milk, it's close to half of total sales. I've seen the May numbers, and it was close to half of the total sales that we had for the month. The other sales are 12 regional stores stretching from Kettle Falls all the way down to Colfax. There, and probably the closest one place where you can get it right now is the Blue Creek Mercantile there, just north of us. Yolks down in Deer Park. You need to go to their sort of natural section. And we've been in there for a long time, almost since opening, at least for 9 or 10 months. And a lot of the natural, the Fresh Basket down there by Kendall Yards, a lot of the natural stores down there, and the Huckleberries has been very supportive, including the Super One up in Colville. The Huckleberries there, they probably sell the second most amount of Columbia Community Creamery products.
I do like that little corner of the store there. It's really nice.
Well, and is our local general store? Will you be selling at the general store?
You know, I've heard Rob and Jill. They have mentioned that they're going to have local dairy products. I don't know if they've actually talked to the creamery yet, but we would certainly be open to discussing things with them, and I can't imagine why we wouldn't, but I can't say for sure since I am only one member of the boards.
Okay.
That would be exciting to be in there because I'm excited for the general store to open up.
Right, I know they still have the paper on the windows. I'm like, when are you opening?
They had a sneak peek the other day.
I missed it. I missed it.
They had some amazing food in there.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, earlier you said, and I quote, "If you want to own a cow," so Daniel is listening, my husband. Are we allowed to have a cow in the city? Can I have a cow in my backyard?
You have to look at the zoning, and it depends on how much property you have and whether or not you have a cow there now. Or whether or not you have a horse there now.
Well, who's to say you don't have a cow there now?
I was going to say, how can we define cow? I don't know.
You have to look and you can go online to the city of Chihuahua and look up the zoning ordinances, and it outlines exactly how much space you have to have for all kinds of farm animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I graze it at Triangle Park? Can I just walk my cow around town? Can we have a lead? Be like, it's my jersey.
You just moved here. You just say the cow was here when I moved in.
Right?
Yeah.
I just came in over the railroad tracks. I don't know where it came from, officer.
I think that you're letting the public know right now that you don't have a cow.
No, we're saying she did have a cow.
Oh,
very
yeah.
clearly.
See? Very clearly I said I did have. It's a mini cow. Yeah. That's what I have.
Well, this goes into another subject that I'd like to discuss, and I discuss it a lot. Years ago, when Alcoa went out, the general feeling around town, most people was, oh, no, we're going to dry up and blow away. And there were some of us who said, over the years, we don't need another Alcoa. We don't need another big manufacturing plant. What we need is lots of little, we called them cottage industries at the time. And this is an example. You said you have hired, or you have 8 employees or 8 people have jobs.
Yeah.
That is impressive. And then we've got other cottage industries throughout the community. And it's making our town be a booming town. And the Creative District has been able to combine a lot of these small industries in the arts programs, and this is the way to go, and this is the way to revitalize the town. We don't need a large industry here. We need lots of little.
Yeah. Sharon, the recent arts convening last week, really echoes exactly what you just said. They were very impressed with the diversity of the arts and businesses and economics in Chewelah for such a small town. Most of them came from larger municipalities, and for such a small town, we do an amazing job. And they were very impressed with all of exactly what you just said.
I kept getting comments of like, they were like, how many people live here? And I'd say, and they'd be like, we have the same population in our town, and we don't have any of this stuff. We don't. There was.
But it's taken a lot of years.
It has,
and a lot of people who are dedicated to Chewelah and love being here and want to have it be a vibrant community. Yeah,
I hear
like
you,
Brad moving here.
Oh,
we needed him.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brad.
And I just heard you do it, giving credit to the Creative District, but you in particular and a lot of other people have been working for decades to make all this stuff happen and come into place. It's been a slow build. It hasn't.
Yeah, absolutely. You just don't do this overnight.
Yeah.
I sit at the knees of giants. Yes, giants.
Exactly.
I have to say, I am so impressed with this wonderful little community. We are actually past our first anniversary because we moved here shortly before you guys opened. So your creamery was like a deal for us. We're like, oh my gosh, look at what's coming. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I mean, we were there looking through your windows. I think Daniel knocked on the door when you were moving refrigerators in. I mean, we're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And I'm so excited by Chewelah and all the little things that we have to offer that I told Chuck earlier, for Christmas this year, my family, so if my family's listening, just pretend I'm not saying this, it's all going to come from Chewelah. We have beautiful ceramic makers. We have a local creamery. We have a local jeweler. We have all kinds of different neat stuff that you can get at Mountain Market. I mean, I'm like, it's all going to be branded, man. I'm like, yeah, Chewelah's cool. You're all getting Chewelah stuff. I just have to figure out how to ship all of your wonderful dairy stuff, all across the country to my family.
When we first decided to move here, there were three things in particular that kind of stuck out that made it be like, okay, this is the place. Aside from the little town itself, you could pinch its little cheeks.
Yeah, it's so cute. I can't believe you just said that on the air.
I know, right? It was a bakery, a brewery, and a really neat local community-oriented hardware store.
Yes,
it was those three things were like the sort of the deciding factor of like, okay, this is where we want to settle down.
Right.
Well, and we're also close to an international airport. We're close to big city stuff if you want the big city stuff.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go to the big city to get the culture and the entertainment and the wonderfulness.
And
here.
there was a married couple, and for the life of me, because we didn't know anybody here, we were in an RV. While we were house hunting, we were parked in an RV park in Meade, and we had sold our truck for the down payment on our house. So we had our fifth wheel, and we needed to get it here. So we put out an ad in the local, Facebook page, and there was a couple that came and hauled our RV out here from Spokane.
That is so cool.
And for the life of me, I cannot remember who it was, but they were telling us all about this Arts Guild and how we should start coming to the Arts Guild meetings. We didn't at that time, but for the life of me, I don't remember who that couple was. I know the gentleman had cancer, and he passed away shortly after we moved here.
Oh.
And his wife was still around. And for the life of me, I don't remember who it was. And
Local
I've been trying
angels,
for 7 years to find out who this couple was, and nothing quite lines up.
Wow.
So still to this day, I'm trying to figure out who that was, and we don't have any messages or emails that we can find from them.
No, but it's local Chewelians helping out local Chewelians.
But
I mean, it's just amazing, this community.
Yeah, and they hauled our fifth wheel back. We made an agreement to pay them for it. We got here. They refused our money, even after we'd agreed to it. We came here. We didn't really have anything. He showed up about a week later. Oh, hey, it looks like you could mow your lawn. Here's a lawnmower. And gave me a lawnmower, and just a really, really great couple. For life of me, I can't remember who it was.
They're going to message you right now.
I know, right? That would be great.
Yeah,
if we
that
could
would
find
be
out who
cool.
that was. So, Brett, sorry, we've been carried away with conversation.
No problem.
Yeah, is there anything else on the horizon that you want to talk about with the creamery or anything you got going on?
Yeah, like, will you be having cheese classes? That would be really
cool.
cool.
Yeah, you touched on that.
Yeah, the cheese and going on.
Yeah, if we put out a lot of information on our Facebook page, so follow the Columbia Community Creamery on our Facebook page. We have an active Instagram account. So follow us there. We recently hired an executive director to manage all the operations and goings on there at the creamery. Brittany, she's an amazing person out of the Springdale area, and so she'll keep the public informed. We don't, to my knowledge, we don't announce classes in the Independent or anything. But again, Facebook and come drop into the creamery at any time, and we'll have all sorts of schedules and information about the creamery and our dairy products. And so, yeah, so just as the summer progresses, more ice cream, more delicious fresh milk, and continuing to tweak operations with the startup of that bulk tank and figuring out how we're going to best utilize that to maximize the output and to keep adding to the economy of the area. I know there's one part-time opening right now. Go ahead, and if you're interested in working at the retail space there, go ahead and stop on in or put a resume together. And
yeah, I know a couple people looking for work. I might come down. That would be fun. Do I get free ice cream? You can pay me an ice cream. That's probably not being good for my health or my waistline, but things that we have to sacrifice for a good job.
Well, and if you let Brittany know that to let the radio station know, we'll put it. We'll put all your classes on our weekly local roundup. We'd love to advertise for you.
Or submit them, if you submit them to the Chamber of Commerce to get on the Chamber of Commerce calendar. That's the main calendar that we use every day to do this daily announcement. So,
that's a great idea.
I
don't know if we, from my knowledge, maybe we already do that, but we've always appreciated the support of the community and particularly Northern Lights Radio, and to that point, I have here in my hand a check to donate to help support the radio station, and to all you listeners out there. And I've always gushed about the radio station and how neat it is. I mean, it's again one of those things for such a small community to have our own radio station, and amazing operations and DJs, and Scott and Chuck just doing a fantastic job, and the kind of the panelists that you put together with Sharon and Mike and others. Has been really special. And so, I need your listeners out there. We definitely want to keep this going. We appreciate the creamery support and the support of all the arts, and particularly, let's help keep this radio station going and viable. And because Chuck's had some great ideas as far as expansion, live music performances there in the theater that you got those theater seats, and you've done a great job of building that space out. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Columbia Community Creamery. That's amazing. I really, really, really appreciate that.
That's awesome. Thank you.
It is awesome. Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah, and I'll give a plug for the farmers market, since I this is my first year in quite a few years of not managing the market. We have Ryan and Jordan that have dropped in and have done an amazing job down there. And so I know this Friday is the cherry splat. So,
yes, it is.
Yeah. So come on down. The cherry crops are in. I've been seeing them in the stores. I'm still waiting for the market to be flooded and the prices to come down slightly. But come on down and win some fun prizes and bring the kids. The Colonel program is kicked back in now that school's out, and it's going to be a glorious day. Lots of hydrate, 'cause it's going to be hot down there Friday. But
if you want the freshest produce, come to the farmers market.
Yeah.
Don't go to your grocery store. It might have sat there for
travel time and everything.
For a while, and travel time. Yeah, go to the farmers market.
Yes, and it's really kicking in, all the fruits and veggies. I don't know what your garden's doing, but yeah, mine's been with we've had a decent amount of moisture. I use a little bit more warmth, but it looks like that's on the horizon, and I want to be careful what I ask for and knock on wood.
Yeah. The only thing I'm getting out of my garden right now is radishes. Everything else is just kind of slowly growing.
The only thing I'm getting out of my garden is weeds.
Oh, yeah. Have you tried that weed soup?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Every time I go to try to work in the yard, I get a whole face full of it. Yeah.
No, I planted mystery pumpkins. I just planted every seed I could find, so I don't know what's growing right now, but I have a lot of pumpkins. My sunflowers are about 5-6 inches high.
Oh, good.
Nice.
So yeah, I have pumpkins and sunflowers, if nothing else. And then there might be weeds and other stuff in there too. I'm afraid to pull anything. I'm like, oh, this might be a pumpkin or a sunflower.
I put a few years ago. I spent 3 years in a row doing a ton of work in my garden. I have it fenced in. I have this little maze of raised beds.
Mm-hmm.
I did this beautiful walkway, and I got a load of mulch. I'm not going to say where I got it from, infested with wild mustard seed. And the wild mustard grew
gosh.
so aggressively, so
Yeah.
fast, that I just gave up on it because I couldn't keep up with it.
Oh,
And my garden has been
no.
a mess now for the last 2.5, 3 years.
Right?
Because it's just that wild mustard gets in there, and it's now taken over my entire yard. It's spread from the garden to the
Brad
to the
probably
grass.
knows
to
some
the-
people with some cows who can come and like
Right?
get that mustard seed. That might be good.
I-
And Brad, I have to say, my husband is like, if you need a cheese taster, he will come and offer to be a cheese taster for free. He posted that on the Facebook chat for this.
Well, and we
Or-
have Deborah Barbie
Barbie. Mhm.
is also mentioned the cherry splat, and that's
Oh,
this
yeah.
Friday. She mentioned that again. So
Yes.
we've been talking about it, but we need to say that it's the day after tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
day
2 days
after
away.
tomorrow.
It is.
Yeah.
The cherry splat. And if
Yeah.
that doesn't give you a visual image, I don't know what will.
And that reminds
Okay, that is
don't-
a question we have, Brad, for you. How do you control that people don't just shoot everybody with cherries? How is
Yeah,
that
well,
controlled?
we only pass out one
Whoa.
slingshot, so I suppose they
Aw.
could always throw them if they want. But I was going to say, don't wear your white clothes. Maybe wear your maroon clothes on Friday if you're going to the farmers market, because if you stand anywhere near that target, it gets all over you. But
I think I'm going to wear my red pants, my
Right.
red shoes, and a red shirt. I'm gonna celebrate by dressing up as a cherry.
You know what? I'm not surprised that you have red shoes and red pants and a red shirt. But you have a red hat.
Who doesn't have red shoes and red pants? And that's a real
I was
question.
gonna say, I
Brad
don't know what-
doesn't. I don't.
Oh, I'm wearing a red shirt right now, actually.
He's
Yeah.
stripping. Da,
Yeah,
da, 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 da.
Wearing
You guys
two
can't
red
see
shirts
here,
even.
right?
I don't think I have a red hat though.
You have to find a red
Yeah.
hat.
So, Brad, I've got a treat for us here. I have for us for the last. We got about 12 minutes left in the show. I have some dairy trivia.
Ooh.
Are you? Do you have your brain on this
You're
morning?
on the hot seat now, Brad.
half my brain, I think. So
Are you guys ready? Oh, I don't have any good sound effects for trivia, but that's okay. We're gonna get into some trivia.
Yeah, we can give. Sharon and I have got you covered. Go for it.
Okay. All right. So some cows do wear pedometers. What does this track? A, how many steps a cow takes, the cow's overall health, or how much milk the cow gives? A pedometer on a cow.
Well, doesn't a pedometer do steps?
Don't help him, Sharon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have to be like a life cult.
say, I'll go. Well, ped.
Or D. There's another answer. I'm sorry. D, all of the above.
I'll say all the above.
You guys have an answer?
I think it's just the walking, but I don't know because it says pedometer.
I wasn't listening. I was making sound effects.
Well, you are disqualified. Brad, you are the winner, all of the above.
Woohoo!
So there's new technology that dairy farmers are using that tracks the entire health of their cows. They put the pedometers on the cows' ankles, and it measures their health, their steps, how much milk they have available. I don't know how, but it does.
Okay,
There we
more,
go.
more trivia. More trivia.
More
That's
trivia.
Cool.
Okay, who first used chemistry to help perfect soft serve ice cream? Was it A, and these are some surprising names, A, Angela Lansbury, B, Margaret Thatcher, or C, Paul Newman?
I'll go with Paul Newman.
That's my guess too, Paul Newman.
Angela Lansbury, just because I like her.
You are all wrong. That was Margaret Thatcher.
No way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before she
Oh.
was the UK's Prime Minister,
need to fact
Margaret
check
Thatcher worked in chemistry, and part of that was she helped perfect the soft serve ice cream formula.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And Brad, this is one you might know. How many servings of dairy do Americans consume daily on average?
Are you going to give him options? or
Oh,
do
I'm
you
sorry.
have to
There's
guess?
one, 2, or 3.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, or 3.
Servings of
I gotta
milk?
go with
You going with 3?
yeah.
Just dairy in general. How many
Oh, okay.
servings? 1, 2, or 3?
I say 1 because there's people that don't have
Yeah, I was going to
any.
say I don't actually.
We have some dairy allergies in our family,
Yeah.
so we don't have dairy very often.
Same. But the answer is 2. Everybody is wrong.
We're all
Yep.
wrong?
Yep.
Brad was hoping for 3. That's good for the dairy business.
It does say that adding just 1 more serving of dairy would help fill the average American's nutrient gap.
Interesting.
So there you go.
We have a good morning from Kirk Merrill from Sunny Buckley. So, hey, Kirk.
Hey, Kirk, you're back. He wasn't here last week, but we're
Yeah.
we got you back again this week. Enticed him back.
Right.
Perfect.
And then Daniel wants to know if you can make cherry-flavored milk for the cherry splat. For this. No, nothing like no notice, right? But for Friday, can you make cherry milk? That would be interesting.
Yeah, you could probably make your own at home. Just throw, make sure you take the seeds and stems off, but just throw it in, mash it up, and I don't know. Yeah, that would probably be pretty delicious.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
I actually have wondered as a kid, cherry was my favorite flavor of anything and everything. Why strawberry became the dominant flavor for fruit milk? Why not cherry milk? It have a little darker, even if you get it in the little tins with the powder. I would like that.
Yeah, no, that's a challenge. I mean, we want cherry milk there, Bradley.
I want cherry milk. Yeah.
Right? And cherry, oh my gosh, now I'm thinking cherry ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Well, my favorite ice cream in the world is Cherry Garcia.
Gosh, right?
Hands down. Well, except for the Columbia
Except for the community creamery.
Yeah, except for
cherry
your
ice
ice cream,
cream.
Dairy.
Yeah, I was
Greg.
going to say.
Geez, I can't even remember your name.
Daniel says chocolate cherry ice cream.
Ooh.
That sounds
really good.
A lot of people like that combination.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next question here is how far is the nearest local dairy farm to most people? We have A, 100 miles, B, 210, C, 300, or D, 420 miles.
We're not even 100 miles from the closest dairy farm. But it's not us, it's in general, right?
To most people,
Okay.
on average, how far away is the nearest local dairy farm? 100, 210, 300, or 420?
He's thinking. He's looking up
I'll
the
go
answers.
with, I'll go with the. There's so many dairies and small, local, and I'll go with B, the 210.
You guys have an answer?
Well, that sounds good. I'm thinking of big cities.
I'm thinking
like,
big cities, yeah.
like New York and Los Angeles and stuff, and how far out most of those people, and that's where big populations are. I think I agree with Brad.
I think it's further. I think big city, I think it's probably going to be like 300, 400 miles.
Ah.
It is only 100 miles.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's
almost
cool.
everybody in America is within 100 miles of their nearest dairy farm.
Huh.
Which is...
But not near their nearest, not their creamery.
Right.
You just get that in Chihuahua.
Yeah, because I'd say that, it's because of some delicacy of the product as far as freshness and transportation. But, I mean, a lot of the milk out there, I won't mention the big names, but it's ultra pasteurized. And when I see that, I avoid it. I used to be the guy that went in and looked for the freshness date that was furthest out. And really, I look more or less for the closest one now. And I don't touch ultra pasteurized because it just, or homogenized because it just kills off everything. And yeah, that's where the Columbia Community Creamery, we do pasteurize, but it's the lightest touch possible, which really preserves so many of the enzymes and nutrients in the milk. And then of course we don't homogenize, so it's cream on top. And I just got a message from some of the board here that we are going to have scooped ice cream on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Outstanding.
Yeah, until it runs out, because we're small batch, so it's not like we have thousands of gallons back there, and that will be for sale. The milk and cookies are going to be free. So
That was going to be my next question, and I was actually hoping you would say it was for sale to support the creamery.
Yeah.
Well, that means you better get there right away.
I was going
to
say, get in line.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next question. Is there a way for people to give donations to the creamery?
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could just bring a check into the creamery. You can, it's there. There's no. I guess we don't have a necessarily a donation portal. Well, you could go to the Creamery website, and let's see, I've got that website right here. It's oh darn it, I don't have it here. It might be cccmilk.org. But oh yeah. So yeah, it's
cccmilk.org.
cccmilk.org. And I haven't. I think there's probably a donation button there. I don't know if somebody whips that up really quick to see.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
Up in the right-hand corner, there is a big green button that says Give.
Okay.
Unless you're looking on your phone.
There you go. And you can donate. You can
There it
enter whatever amount you would like in there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing that up, because yeah, we always and again, we're a 501c3, so it's all tax deductible and everything else. The community's been super generous, including that big Sprinter van that we use for all of our deliveries. What that van was. This is going to make me tear up. I see this gentleman at the farmers market all the time, but it was donated. That was actually donated to the creamery, and we just recently had it refrigerated, so we don't have to use coolers or packing ice anymore. Which it's really made the success of the creamery as far as our distribution goes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That is incredible.
Yeah. That's just the kind of people Chewelah has.
Yeah.
And the surrounding areas. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I still can't believe that. And that to me is huge. And
Yeah.
having that refrigerated truck, seeing it parked out there,
Yeah.
it's beautiful for one.
Yeah.
Whoever did the vinyl, was it a vinyl wrap job done on it?
Yeah, that was Stacy, I think, that put that on there. Yeah, we've tried to get our logo up all over the place, but yeah, big white van, same color milk, and it's a gorgeous looking thing, and
really
we'll be driving it in some of the local fairs and events, including the Valley Fair coming up. I think that's like August 10th or 11th, and my son, who is also a licensed pasteurizer at the creamery, he'll be driving that van, and I don't know who's going to be next to him in the seat, but if one of the other board members or farmers don't join him, then I'm going to sit in the seat there next to him at the Valley Fair. I love that fair. It's my local fair. I'm out here at Waits Lake, so I love going to that and throwing candy to the kids and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like we need a parade to start up the parades again in Chewelah, just so we can have that van in the parades.
There is some talk about that. There is some talk about that.
I happen to know where a whole bunch of that old parade stuff is stashed.
The parade people know too.
Yeah,
yes.
good.
Wait, I'm missing out. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's a hidden secret. Okay, I'll interrogate you guys later.
We'll talk
right,
after
but
the
it can
show.
be led by the Moo van. That would be awesome.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Yep.
And I don't want
to. I appreciate our firemen and armed forces folks to lead the parade. But I have the sentiment with having the creamery lead it. Well, we'll be right up there near the front somewhere.
Okay, perfect. That's true.
I don't mean to muscle in on your donations, but if anyone out there does have a 4-wheel drive vehicle they'd like to donate to the radio station, we are in desperate need of one as well. We have to get up to the tower. It's pretty much a straight drive up the side of a mountain to get to our tower, and the conditions are rough. We do have Country Chevrolet that sponsors us, that provides us with a rental vehicle as needed, but generally we're kind of at the whim of the availability, and we need to schedule that far enough in advance so they can plan for it. And for emergency situations, generally, because I personally don't have, I did have my own 4-wheel drive vehicle, but I destroyed it going up and down the side of the mountain. I didn't wreck it. The transmission couldn't handle it. It was an older vehicle. But yeah, it's in an emergency. I'm scrambling sometimes, making phone calls to people I know that have a truck. Like, hey, can you put some serious wear and tear on your vehicle and go up this ragged, basically trail up to the tower, up to the top of the hill.
I have a pair of snowshoes I can loan you.
There you go. There you go.
It's almost time to be over, and
it is.
I don't know. Did we do birthdays?
We have not done birthdays.
We haven't done birthdays. Is it your birthday, Bradley?
No, I'm a March baby, a Pisces, so.
Okay, happy belated birthday.
Well, we do need to wrap things up, but before we go here, yes, we will take a look at the birthday calendar. So today we only have one name. Am I looking at the right day? What is the day?
Today's
Oh,
the
there we go.
19th.
Yeah, today we have 2 birthdays on our calendar, on our Chewila Valley Lions Club calendar. Are they twins? We have Taylor Hentages and Clint Hentages.
Ooh.
Does anybody know them?
I don't know them.
The Henches. I think it's...
Am I saying the right? Their names are all over these calendars, and I don't know if I'm saying the last name right.
I think it's father and son, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Ooh, a father and son birthday.
How fun.
I think, but I'm not sure.
I have one of those. My father and I, my dad and I, we share the same birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
It meant no
Happy
birthday parties for me growing up, but it was a special day for us.
Yeah.
So we would usually go fishing or do something fun or share a 6-foot sub or something on our birthday.
Right?
Yeah.
It was here's hoping that they do something fun and have a great celebration today on their birthday.
Yes. Yeah.
And they
Taylor
have
Clint,
something
happy
special
birthday.
from the creamery, right? Maybe they should have like milk to go with their cake and ice cream.
There you go. Or ice cream to go with their milk.
Right?
and
Or
cake.
ice cream. That's right.
There you go.
It's a win-win.
All right, Brad. So before we head out here, is there any parting words you'd like to say about what's happening this weekend? When to be there?
I'm just excited about this town and this coming weekend with the sun coming out. It's the lake out here. It just gets crazy. The roads get packed, and the amount of vibrancy in this valley just astounds me. Every year it seems to grow, and the excitement around the creamery. We'd love to see you come on down for free milk and cookies, and head to the farmers market for the cherry splat, and just a lot of exciting things, fun and exciting things going on. So thank you so much for having us on board, and it was great to join your cast of characters here.
Oh, no problem. We're happy to have you.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
All right. So before we head out here, you can stay tuned right here tonight on KCHW from 6 to 8 p.m. with Music for the Mountain. 8 to 10 p.m. is Dirt Road Blues with our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain live in the studio. Then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., we get a little weird here with Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock Total, which is from the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute, and then Earth Date. So, all right, you guys have a great one. Don't forget Friday morning, Friday during the Friday market, we're going to be there doing live coverage of the Cherry Splat. The first anniversary of the Columbia Community Creamery is going to be, tell us the time again, Brad?
Saturday, 12 noon to 3 p.m.
Saturday, noon to 3. And then also Saturday evening, the Chewila Center for the Arts is having a fundraiser.
Yes,
tell us
we
about
are. Ray and Dave DeVoe are singing. The doors open at 5:30. There are some raffles that are wonderful packages that include the ski hill and bed and breakfast and different things like that. And we're just trying to raise money to turn our the vacant lot next to us that we purchased into a parking lot. And,
very cool.
And we're about halfway there, so we're hoping that we can raise a little bit more money, and we're hoping to get some of that started by the end of the summer.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with myself, Scott, and hopefully Sharon for a very special birthday morning show tomorrow.
That would be fun.
So tune in tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to KCHW 102.7, Your Northern Lights Public Radio. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everybody.
Have a great day.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. It's not Friday yet.
Not yet.
It's only Wednesday. Have a great weekend anyway.
Also, Chewila.